Do you want to pass the CompTIA A+ exams? Stay tuned to find out how. Hey, I'm Dave, and I've been helping people pass computer certification exams for years and years. In the description of this video, you'll find a link to a free A+ Core 1 Cram Sheet. Go get it. The CompTIA A+ is one of the most widely recognized technical certifications. It's been around for decades, and it's well known in many parts of the world. Many organizations expect you to have it. If you're looking for a job as a PC and laptop support specialist, or a help desk professional, or a junior level administrator, then the A+ is commonly on the list of job requirements. Is that always the case? No, but it's quite common. Because the certification is so well known, passing the certification exams can boost your resume and give you that extra edge when trying to obtain a job in the tech field. Is it going to land a job for you by itself? Usually the answer to that is no. You need more. You need experience, you need connections, you need good job hunting skills, and some people skills wouldn't hurt also. But it can be quite helpful, especially when you have those other abilities. The CompTIA A+ proves to employers that candidates have hands-on skills working with hardware and software. It also demonstrates that candidates can work with people. This video is all about how to prepare for and pass the CompTIA A+ Core 1 and Core 2 exams. You'll need both to obtain your A+ certification. Let's get down to business. Let's talk about how to study. I break this down into 3 concepts. First, download the objectives. Second, decide on a study format. And third, create a study schedule. And then study like heck. Let's get into those 3 items in a little more depth. Step 1. Download the objectives. This is the most important step of all. It's the #1 way to ensure that you pass the exams. Do it. The objectives act as a blueprint for your studies. It's a step-by-step list of tons of bullets that show you exactly what you need to practice on. You want to download them and print them out. It's a good idea to have them in a file format and also print it out on paper. And then mark them up one way or another. If you do it on the computer or on paper, mark them up, and this way you can understand what you know and what you don't know. So go through every single bullet one at a time. Pay special attention to any bullets that you think you don't know. And let's go through a little demonstration, and we'll demonstrate where to go to download the objectives and how to use them in PDF format and in hard copy format. To get the objectives, you want to go to the CompTIA website. Currently, as of the recording of this video, you can go to comptia.org/en/certifications, and you want to start with the A+ Core 1 version 15. This is also known as 220-1201. And this will give you a lot of information about what you're going to learn, what you're going to work with, exam details. For example, the length of the test is 90 minutes. Passing score, as of the recording of this video, is 675 on a scale of 100 to 900. The languages available, the exam series code, again, it's 220-1201, otherwise known as the Core 1. And the launch date and the retirement, which will probably be 2028, around first or second quarter. Not sure exactly, but usually it's 3 years after the launch dates. And if we scroll farther down, you'll see there's a field here where you can put in your email address, and that will allow you to grab the objectives. So you have to plug in an email address and agree and then access it. And once you do so, you'll see the objectives document, and that'll show up as a PDF within the browser, which you can then download if you wish. And if we look at this, we see CompTIA A+ certification exam objectives, and it's Core 1 220-1201 version 15. So you might see either of these names here, 220-1201 or version 15. Be ready for that. And if we scroll down here, I don't know if you can see it, but this is document version 4. And so you want to make sure you have the latest version of the objectives because they can change over time. And if we scroll through here, you'll get information about the exam, about what you can and can't do when you take the exam, the details for the exam, the percentages for each of the domains. And then as we scroll through, we'll see all of the domains. For example, 1, mobile devices, and every objective. For example, 1.1, given a scenario, monitor mobile device hardware and use appropriate replacement techniques, and then all the bullets within there. So you want to go through this document step by step and look at all the bullets. Do you feel comfortable with biometrics? If not, then I'd recommend putting a red mark next to that so that you know that you need to work on biometrics. And you could do that through the entire document. Now, you can mark up this document in some browsers. If you're using Chrome or Chromium or Edge, you can mark these up directly, and you can just click on Draw, and then we can select pen or highlighter, and we can start drawing in here. And for example, I might say, okay, I'm not sure about biometrics. I'm going to put a check or an X next to that, or just a marking so I know I need to work on that. And so you can mark this up directly in modern browsers, and we could do highlighting as well and highlight specific things like docking station or a trackpad, whatever you want to do. And when you're done marking up your document, you can save it. And if we click on download, it'll ask you, do you want to save it with your changes, with your markups, your annotations, or without your changes? And so you could do it either way. So that's one great way to mark up the document so that you know what to focus on. Another way is to open it up in a PDF viewer of some sort. And so you can use a variety of tools. One of the good ones for Windows and Mac OS is PDF Gear, and that's free, and it's a PDF annotation tool. So feel free to use that. You could also use Adobe Acrobat Reader or Skim on Mac OS or the Foxit PDF Reader. Now, I'm actually working in Linux. My main system here is Linux, and I'm using the Ocular tool, which gives me the ability to mark up as well. So I'm looking through these documents, and I might look down here and say, okay, here's the details. All right, let's look here. We'll click on annotations here. And I'll just start doing some markup here, and we'll highlight some text. Look at this. Hardware and network troubleshooting is 28%. Networking is 23%. Quite often, these are the two of the domains that people have trouble with. If I ever hear from someone and they fail an exam, unfortunately it does happen sometimes, but I do once in a while get emails from people that will fail an exam. It's usually these two domains that give them the trouble. So watch out for that. But we can mark it up in this program as well if we wish. PDF Gear works pretty much the same way in Windows and Mac OS, but I highly recommend that you mark it up. And as I mentioned, you might want to do it on paper as well. And so I'll always print out the objectives. I like to have paper hard copy to be able to work with. And you can see that I have these marked up with highlighter and red pen and also blue pen, and whatever color structure or sequence you want to use is fine. Step 2, decide on a study format. And so if you want to choose your media that you're going to work with, and you have a lot of possibilities here: books, videos, audio, also interactive platforms, instructor-led training in an actual classroom, and online tutors and AI help as well. Or you could mix these together. So you want to choose your media and choose carefully. Make sure you're getting your information from reliable sources. And also learn in a hands-on fashion. So wherever you learn from, whether it's books or videos or ILT or CBTs or whatever, make sure that you learn in a hands-on fashion. This is probably the second most important thing that I can recommend. The first is download those objectives. The second, learn in a hands-on fashion. And I'm talking about actually going into the operating systems, making changes, breaking down computers, putting them back together, and doing troubleshooting step by step. This is really what's going to help you and put you over the top for the exams, but also for getting a job in the field. And in that mindset, you want to build a learning environment. Try to build an area that you can work on to study, and it's just for studying the A plus and working on computers, and that's it. And keep it as distraction free as possible. Build yourself a nice learning environment. So decide on a study format, choose your media, learn in a hands-on, kinesthetic fashion, and build that learning environment. Step 3, create yourself a study schedule. When and how often will you study? You definitely want to study at least 2 hours per day, perhaps 2 to 4 hours per day, or maybe even more. But if you want to get good at anything in life, you've got to work at it for at least 2 hours a day. So that's the how much. But when are you going to do it? Find that good time. Find that time where it'll be distraction free, right? Also, quality versus quantity. You want to have quality study. The amount of study, if you do several hours, that's great. But if you have too much quantity and there's lots of distractions, it won't work out very well for you. So quality is going to be much better. For example, 25 minutes of quality study is better than 50 minutes of quantity study with distractions and you're checking your phone and things like that. It needs to be distraction free. And in fact, that's known as the Pomodoro technique. And this is something that you can employ. It basically means that you study for a certain amount of time, study hard, distraction free, and then take a little break. So, for example, you might do something like 25 minutes of study and then a 5-minute break and repeat. You might go further than that. You might do something like 50 minutes of study and a 10-minute break, but that's a basic example. And this tends to work pretty well. As you take your break, you can kind of move away from your computers and from the objectives and do something different for 5 minutes, then get back to the study. Next, stick to the plan. Make sure that you are doing what you're supposed to do. Implement the plan, your entire study schedule, your study plan, work with those objectives, do it in a hands-on format, and keep reminding yourself to stick to the plan. Put sticky notes out on your monitors and on your desk, and put reminders on your phone and your calendar. Have family and friends actually remind you. Stick to that plan one way or another so that you can succeed. And here's a shameless plug. This is my video course, the A+ Core 1 version 15 and Core 2 version 15, Pearson Cert Prep video collection. Covers everything within the Core 1 and the Core 2. And you can see here it's almost 69 hours of content. Put a lot of work into this, and you can find this at Pearson IT Certification. You can also find it on O'Reilly. That's where I am right now on the website. And all my stuff is on O'Reilly for A+, so definitely check that out. You'll also find there are exams that you can take as well, practice exams, and there's a link on this page for that. So check out that video course. Now let's talk about how to actually take the A+ exams. But first, very important, do not register for the exams until you are fully prepared. This is the third best recommendation that I can give to you. We have the objectives, we have study in a hands-on manner, and now we have do not register for the exams until you're fully prepared. I see it all the time. People will register and say, okay, I'm going to take the exam in 2 weeks. That gives me 2 weeks to study. And then things happen and they don't have enough time to study during those 2 weeks. And then unfortunately, sometimes they fail the exam. So the best policy is to not register at all for the exams until you're completely prepared and you've gone through all those objectives and you've studied extremely hard. Now let's actually talk about how to take the exams. The exams can be taken in person at a Pearson VUE testing center or online using the OnView proctoring system. Either way, you can register at pearsonvue.com. And I'm at the pearsonvue.com website right here in the CompTIA section. You'll have to create an account and then log in, and then you can schedule and register your exam from here. But again, be ready, be prepared before you register. There are some ways to save money as well that you might be interested in. Discount codes, you can find these on the internet. Discount codes towards your certification cost. Also vouchers. And quite often you can find 10% off vouchers. And you can actually get those directly from CompTIA from their website if you dig through there, or from Pearson as well. So look for at least 10% discount vouchers, and you never know, you might be able to find discount codes to go beyond that. And also ask your organization if they will pay. Perhaps they are asking you to take the A+ certification or to recertify. Maybe you can get your organization to actually pay the cost for the certification, because it is a couple $100, and it's something that, you don't want to have to pay out of pocket if you don't have to. See if they'll pay for your study materials as well. And again, be fully prepared, ensuring that you pass the first time, because if you take the exam a second time, you're going to get charged again, right? So you want to make sure that you pass the first time so you don't have to pay extra money. But most importantly here, definitely look for those vouchers, those 10% vouchers, which you can find on CompTIA and at Pearson. Last section, let's talk about some exam tips briefly. And the first one is to show up early. This is super important. Show up a half hour before your exam, and that's whether you take it in person or online. And that's because you're going to need some time to get things situated. If you do it in person, you're probably going to have your picture taken and ID check, stow some materials, get yourself situated in the lab room where you actually take the exam. So show up early. And even if you still have some time left over and you're in the lobby waiting, you can always read off your Cram Sheet. And don't forget to grab that from the description in this video. Also, if you're doing it online, you definitely want to show up early, because you're going to have to show your ID. You're going to have to show that your phone is off and that you've set it aside. They're going to do a webcam sweep of your desk, and so on and so on. And that takes time. So definitely show up early. Give yourself an extra half hour. Next, have 2 forms of ID ready, because again, they will check that whether you're taking the exam online or in person. And study from your cheat sheet or your Cram Sheet or whatever you want to call it until the last possible moment when you start the exam. And this is probably the most important of my exam tips. Be confident. Be confident in yourself. This alone can increase your scores by 10%. And you can find more tips here at prowse.tech/exam-taking techniques. And I'm at my website, prowse.tech, and the exam taking techniques section. I've got 7 different posts on this, so feel free to read through those. Those are free. I also have a video course, IT Certification Success, Exam Taking Techniques, and that's just a quick hour about those same techniques and more. So check that out. If you're a member of O'Reilly, you can get access to this video course and also my entire A+ course. So check those out. And so that's it. I've left several links for you in the description of the video. Good luck on your exams and good luck in all of your technology endeavors. And remember, be confident. You can do this. And that's it for this video. Until next time, thanks for watching.